If you're not actively launching your digital products and just passively selling them, you're probably leaving 50 to 80% of your revenue on the table. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 5-day launch system we use to regularly pull in 6 figures during the launch of our digital products, like the ones you see here. In case we haven't met, I'm Jimmy Riley, former New York stockbroker turned information marketer with over $10 million in digital product sales online. And one of the biggest drivers of that success has been a reliable and repeatable way to launch new offers in the market. You see, there are 2 big reasons why the strength of your launch can determine 80% of your product success. The first is marketplace sales velocity. Nearly every marketplace you can list your product on ranks your digital product based on how fast it's selling rather than the total number of sales that they generate. So if you can generate a lot of sales very quickly, you'll rank higher than the products with larger total sales. Now, this is true for Etsy, Amazon, School, or even affiliate networks like ClickBank or Digistore. Now, ranking higher means more organic sales and more affiliates promoting your offer, which means even more sales and then even higher ranking. And this is how your sales can start to snowball. And it's also why building anticipation and generating as many sales as you can in a short period of time with a product launch can dramatically affect the total sales that your digital product generates. Now, the second reason is that a product launch always has higher conversions from lead to sale. It's been said that the average person needs to see an offer 7 times before they make a final purchase decision. The launch strategy I'm about to show you creates multiple natural touch points with your offer, all while adding scarcity and fear of missing out at each step to completely eliminate buyer hesitation. You'll end up doing half of your total sales during your product launch if you follow these steps correctly. Now, our biggest digital product launches always came in 4 stages spread out over 5 to 10 days. And there is a specific strategy for each stage. Now, if you want the whole launch strategy all at once, you can download my free launch blueprint at the link below. However, right now, I'm going to deep dive into the first stage, which is the early bird pre-launch. Now, the pre-launch phase of your product launch has 2 goals. One is to quickly build anticipation for your product launch, and 2, to build an early bird email list of potential buyers. Now, with our early bird list, we use what I like to call the carrot and stick approach. The carrot means that we reward good behavior by offering immediate value to anyone that signs up to the early bird list. Now, the most common strategy is to offer early bird pricing, which is a discount on the launch price that only the people that sign up for the early bird list get. Now, rather than discounting our price with an early bird discount, I prefer to give something away as a VIP bonus and then call it a VIP list rather than an early bird list that's only available when they sign up for the pre-launch. Now, this would be a bonus that's exclusive for people that sign up during the pre-launch. And the best pre-launch bonuses are anything that can give them fast, immediate results. That means you don't want to give away training or some kind of a free report that they either have to watch or read to get the results. Instead, you want your pre-launch bonuses to be things like prompts or templates, really anything that can be used to get immediate results without too much effort. Because there is no better proof that the product you're launching will work for them than if you can get them quick wins and results in advance. Now, for the stick part of the carrot and the stick, we like to introduce as much scarcity upfront about the launch as possible. And you do that simply by being upfront about what this launch is. You tell them the launch date, how long the doors for the cart will be open, and give them a tease of all of the different bonuses that they're going to be missing out on if they don't get involved in the launch during that week. Now, the pre-launch phase itself usually lasts for about 2 days, and during that time, we'll promote heavily on social media, to our email list, and start inviting affiliate partners to promote the pre-launch as well, to warm their audience. Now, all of that traffic, regardless of where it comes from, gets sent to a simple landing page that collects their name and email and then delivers the VIP bonus after they opt in. Now, my strategy for the landing page is to use the same headline that we're going to use for the product, along with some visible proof, the launch date, and a few bullets that are selling your VIP bonus. Now, stage 2 of the launch is the actual launch day. Now, depending on how much hype you've built during your pre-launch and how big your current audience is, you can expect 20 to 40% of your total launch sales to come in on day 1. Now, a question we get asked a lot is, well, what's the best time of day to open your cart and actually do the product launch? We like to open our cart at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and not because it's some magic time of the day that converts better. It's simply the time when our whole team is awake, they've had their coffee, and we also have the whole workday ahead of us to mitigate any problems. You see, big launches can send a lot of traffic all at once to your website, so it's important that everyone is ready to fix issues that come up quickly, as well as answer customer questions and support tickets as soon as they come in, because a lot of those are going to be pre-purchase questions that you want to jump on as fast as possible. Now, for the first promotion on launch day, it's simply an email and social media posts alerting that the cart is finally open. Simple subject lines like go, 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 it's live, get in fast. The second promotion of that day is we always include an unannounced bonus that's only going to be available for the first few buyers. Here we usually like to take some of our old products or small reports that we've offered in the past and simply offer them up on day one. So it's the first real nudge that we give the fence sitters to pull the trigger and buy the product. Now, it's important from day one, as soon as you open your shopping cart, that you are split testing your main landing page. The first thing to split test is always your headline. You want to have the best version dialed in by the end of the launch. The second thing I test is the intro to your VSL or sales video if you have one. And then the final thing I would test is the call to action and buy button at the end of your sales page. Because look, having good sales copy throughout your entire funnel is what's going to make or break your entire launch. In fact, I always argue that the most important skill to develop if you want to sell digital products online is copywriting. Now, I'll be doing a lot more videos diving deep into sales and persuasion and copywriting, so make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss it. But right now, I'm going to dive into stage 3 of a digital product launch, which is the re-angle phase. Now, the re-angle phase is where we introduce new sales angles to capture people who were just not sold on launch day, or they've discovered the launch organically as our product climbs in the marketplaces. This phase accounts for around 20 to 30% of sales. However, it sets up the final phase, which is where most of the sales are going to be generated. For a quick 5-day launch, this phase is only 1 day. And for bigger launches that involve our affiliate partners, we like to stretch this out to a maximum of over 5 days, which means your shopping cart on the launch will be open for a total of 7 days when you include the launch and the closing days. Now, we've tried longer periods. In fact, we've had a business loan product where we tried a full 2-week launch. However, even though that launch did well, it did over 6 figures, as you can see, it seemed to hurt our sales in the end because by the time we got to the closing, the most important part of the launch, people were just sick of hearing about the same product over and over. So in our experience, 1 to 5 days in the re-angle phase has been the sweet spot. Now, the reality about selling anything online is that your primary hook and your unique sales position is not going to be enough to push the majority of people over the edge to buy from you. Your product idea, your hook, your headline, it's going to be enough to capture attention, but for most people, it's not enough to get them to pull out their wallet. And at this point in the launch, the first 3 days, all of the promotion have been about the primary hook and the main benefit that our offer promises to deliver. During the re-angle phase, we're going to introduce new unique benefits to our offer and solve new unique problems for our audience by stacking on additional bonuses. Now, these need to be unique. For example, if your product is a weight loss product where your focus and your promise is that you're going to help people lose weight, the bonuses you want to introduce in this phase need to solve a new problem, like maybe an energy booster guide or a 5-minute recipe guide for busy moms, or a simple solution for keto flu if you're selling a low-carb diet. Another example is if you're selling something in finance like a newsletter or something that helps them pick and make money in the stock market, instead of offering bonuses that enhance that promise, you want to offer bonuses that promise something new. For example, you could have a guide that helps them save money on taxes that they accrue with their new stock market gains, or even a report on a simple side hustle that they can use to raise some money to play the market. I can't tell you how many of our customers buy our products just to get their hands on a specific bonus that would solve a problem no one else was offering a solution to. Now, this also helps with refund rates because all the people who bought on day 1 from the hype, they keep getting new surprises added to what they've already bought, and it also keeps that launch energy alive. All right, so at this point in the launch, we've built an early bird list, we've had a strong launch day, and we've introduced new sales angles to help knock off the fence sitters that weren't sold on our original promise. Now we're ready for phase 4 of the launch, which is the most important part, and that's the close. The launch close are the last 1 to 2 days of your launch, and it can account for 40% to over half of the total sales your product launch generates. It is absolutely crucial to get this part right. This is where we're going to pull out all the stops and go for broke, adding in the biggest bonus of the whole launch, as well as adding as much FOMO and fear of missing out as we can. Now, at this point, you should have your headline, your intro, your close, everything dialed in from your split test. So this push that we're going to do is going to the best version of your sales copy. Now, the first step to the close is we introduce the surprise super bonus. You always want to save your best bonus for last. This is not only what's going to help knock off the fence sitters and just get that final push of sales, it's also going to help the current buyers who bought earlier in the launch justify their purchase. That lowers your refund rates, increases engagement, and increases your stick rates if you've got a continuity program built in. Now, when I'm looking for super bonuses to add at the end of my launch, I look for something that has a perceived value that is greater than the cost of my entire product. Now, there are 4 types of super bonuses that have worked the best for us, depending on the product being sold and the price you're asking for. The first super bonus idea, and probably the best, is a one-on-one coaching call with the creator or guru that is selling the product. Now, obviously, this bonus should be reserved for mid or higher ticket products in the $1,000 or more range. However, it works incredibly well because if you're a coach, you probably sell one-on-one coaching calls for many multiples of that price. And there's also a built-in scarcity, as you really only have enough time for a limited number of coaching calls. Now, the second super bonus is similar, but works for lower ticket products, and that's a group coaching call. You offer 1 to 4 group Q&A calls for customers that you frame as a group coaching program that would normally cost way more than the product you're selling. Now, the third super bonus you can offer is probably my favorite, and that's to bundle your previous products together as a bonus. Bundling 3 to 4 products that have a combined price point higher than what you're asking for now can get a lot of deal shoppers to jump on your launch immediately just to get access to your previous library, especially if you have customers on your list that may have been eyeing those products in the past, and this is the push they needed to just jump in and get all of them all at once. Now, the fourth super bonus I'd recommend is access to a membership or community. This works great if you have a school group or inner circle that you normally charge monthly for. Give them a few months or even a year's access for free when they buy your launch product. This has the added benefit that when their access expires, you can pitch them on staying in your group at the normal rate. Now, during the closing, we have a 5-email sequence that we use to maximize sales, including a sneaky one that always boosts response even after the launch is done. Now, the first email you send is to introduce the surprise super bonus, talking about how it's more valuable than the entire program you're selling, and reiterating that it's only going to be available during the launch during this close. The next email that we like to send out is our social proof email. This is where we share screenshots of any feedback that we're getting from customers, including testimonials and some of their proof and the results that they're getting. You want to frame this email in a way that shows that they're missing out on what other people are already seeing if they don't jump on. Now, the last part of the sequence are 3 countdown emails. The first email is a short email with the subject line 4 hours left that simply points them to your sales letter. And then another email 3 hours later with the subject line 1 hour left. In our experience, these 2 emails are some of the highest converting emails that we send to the launch list during the sequence. And the final email is the sneaky one. You start with a subject line, something like doors close, and then in parentheses, backdoor link inside, or my absolutely favorite, final warning. In the body of the email, we say the doors to your product are closed. However, because you are on the early bird list, I want to make sure you have a chance to get in. I am keeping your link live for 24 hours. Secure your discount here. And then the link, I say discount link to product. And one of the sneaky parts is in parentheses, private link, do not share. Because look, sometimes your customers are just not around during the week of your product launch. However, they'll go through their inbox a day or so later and see that final warning email and click on that private link and then feel rewarded since they can still access something that's publicly closed. This one email sends a trickle of sales in for weeks after your launch is finally done if you decide to keep that backdoor link open. All right, so this was the exact 4-stage launch we've used for all of our 6-figure launches. It's tested, it works. Now, I know it can be a lot, so if you want all of these stages broken down for you, as well as some pre-written launch emails that you can copy and paste for your own campaigns, I'm giving all that away for free at my website. Just click the link in the description, enter your email, and I'll send them to you. Now, it's important to keep in mind that not every digital product is going to be a home run. You're gonna have some that explode and some that fizzle. And if you're wondering if your digital product idea has the potential, I have 3 criteria that I look for in any product idea before I create it and, of course, before I launch it. I did a whole video about this and it can save you a ton of time. Click here to watch that video now.